All right, welcome everybody. My name is Liz. This is YogaWorks Flow Level 2-3. We've got about an hour together today. Let's start nice and easy. Go ahead and lay down on your back. And as you lay down on your back, bend your knees. Separate your feet a little wider than your hips. And let your knees fall in towards each other, so that the inner knees are resting in onto each other and you don't have to work to hold the legs up. Take your left hand to your heart, right hand to your belly. Softly close your eyes. And just give yourself a few moments to settle in. And become aware of your breath. Notice the inhales, notice the exhales. Begin to notice if you breathe more into the chest or more into the belly. And just becoming aware. And start to balance that out. So you're breathing evenly into the chest, evenly into the belly. And then begin to notice, are you breathing more into the front body than the back body? And start to balance that out. Breathe into the back body just as much as you're breathing into the front body. And then bring in the side body, right side, left side. And as you inhale, breathe into the front body, back body, side body. Exhale, softening in towards your center from all directions. Breathing in and out your nose, begin to make a slight constriction in the back of your throat, inviting in a soft Ujjayi pranayama, victorious breath. By making a slight constriction in the back of your throat as you breathe in and out the nose. This will help you to slow down and lengthen the breath. Also helps you feel the air as it flows in and out, making a soft whispering sound, kind of like the waves of the ocean. Stay with this Ujjayi pranayama throughout your practice. And bring your knees into your chest, hands to the fronts of your knees. Circle your knees one direction. Taking the legs away from each other, around, and then back together. And circle the other direction. And bring your knees to center. Arms out to the sides like a capital T. Legs to the left into a twist. Full inhale. Full exhale. Bring your legs back to center. Take them to the right. Twist. Full inhale. Full exhale. Bring your legs back to center. Hug your right knee in. Extend your left leg forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, nose towards your knee. Lower your head down, switch sides. Left knee hugs in, right leg extends. Inhale, lengthen from the heel through the crown of your head. Exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, nose towards the knee. Lower your head down. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Take your fingers to the back of your neck, elbows wide. You can use your fingers to support your head. Just don't pull your head forward. Keep the neck long. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lift up, nose towards your knees. Stay lifted, straighten your left leg forward. Twist to the right. Moving into a slow yogi bicycle. Inhale through the center, knees come together. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale through the center. Exhale, twist. Keep moving like this. Your breath at your pace. Link the movement with the breath so much, it's almost as if the breath is moving you. Inhaling through the center, exhaling to twist. And come back to the center, lower your head down. Take your arms straight up towards the ceiling, palms face each other, hands are shoulder width. Keep your feet together, separate your knees. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Reach forward. Arms are inside the knees. Fingers are reaching past the toes. Okay? So lift with the upper body and lift with the lower body. See if you can bring your knees all the way up towards the outer upper arms, towards the shoulders. Then begin to activate the inner thighs. Press your inner thighs into the outer upper arms, but at the same time, resist the arms out into the inner thighs. So you're creating your own resistance. Take an inhale. Exhale, get more compact. See if you can reach a little further, bring the knees a little higher. Squeeze the knees into the arms, press the arms out into the knees. And lower down. Bring your knees into your chest, rock a little side to side, just release those abdominals. Then rock forward and back on your spine. Just getting a little momentum. Cross at your ankles. Rock all the way forward to table position. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Take a look at your hands. Fingers are gently spread. Pointer finger points towards the front of the room, so the fingers are turned out slightly. And press down through all 10 fingers. Press down through the circumference of your palms. Arms are straight, triceps spin back. And press down through the tops of the feet. So you start to feel the abdominals turn on and be supported for the low back. Inhale, coil your chest forward and up, shoulders back. Exhale, push the floor away, round your upper back, moving into cat-cow. 2 more times with the breath. Inhale, coil the chest forward and up. Exhale, round, scoop the belly in. 1 more time, use the whole inhale to get where you're going. Use the whole exhale. Come to a neutral spine. Bring your big toes together, separate your knees, sit back towards your heels. Extended child's pose. Reach your arms forward as far as you can. Hands are shoulder width or wider. Fingers gently spread. Triceps spinning towards the floor. Now turn your palms up. Take your elbows to the floor. You can rest your forehead on the floor. And then bend your elbows. Take your fingers to the backs of the shoulders. Just getting into the triceps here. Now keep your triceps spinning towards the floor. Straighten your arms. Turn the palms down. Heading to downward facing dog. Lift your hips, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend one knee, then bend the other, pedaling out your feet. You can twist your hips side to side, just waking up your body, working out the kinks. And find stillness in your downward dog. Moving with your breath, inhale forward, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank, hold it here. Now in your plank, reach your heels back, firm your thighs, tailbones towards the heels. Broaden your collarbones, look forward. Knees up or down, your choice. Shift forward, lower halfway, chaturanga. Elbows hug in, shoulders away from the ears. Lower all the way down, untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your chest, low cobra. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes under, firm the thighs. On an exhale, press up to plank and downward facing dog. Come back to that Ujjayi pranayama. Bend your knees, walk your hands back towards your feet. You'll be standing at the back of your mat. Inhale, come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, reach up, and hands to your heart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, walk your hands forward, downward facing dog. Shift forward to plank, top of a push-up. Knees up or down. Shift forward even more so your elbows stay above the wrists. Lower slowly all the way to the floor. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your chest, low cobra. Keep your chest lifted, reach your arms forward. Draw your elbows back like a pull-up. Pull your chest up higher. Place your hands below the elbows. Firm your thighs, pressing down through the tops of the feet. You could stay here with low cobra or straighten your arms, upward facing dog. Inner hands root, shoulders drop back. Belly lifts. Flip over your toes, downward facing dog. Good. Reach your right leg back behind you. Open your hip to the side, bend your knee. Straighten your leg. Parallel your hips to the floor. Shift forward, knee to chest. Hold it here. Push the floor away. Round your upper back. See if you can touch your chest with your knee. Get compact. Now use your hamstring to hug that right heel into the back of the thigh. Look forward. Step to the inside of your right thumb. Back knee down. Inhale, arms rise. Anjaneyasana. Now root down with both feet. Tailbone down, front hip points lift. So we're working what I like to call the wheel of the pelvis. The wheel's turning this direction. Pelvic floor lifts, creating space in that hip flexor. Now keep that wheel turning. Sink a little deeper into the front thigh. Swim your arms behind you. Bend your elbows, clasp your hands. Shoulders back, elbows hug in. Straighten your arms, lift your chest. Modification here could be hands on hips. You could grab a strap, use the strap between your hands. Still rooting through the feet, working that wheel of the pelvis. So we're not feeling this in the low back. We're climbing this back bend up the spine, right between the shoulder blades. It's a heart opener. Exhale, come forward, plant your hands, step to plank. Knees up or down, shift forward, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulders back. Exhale, downward dog. Reach your left leg back. Open your hip to the side, bend your knee. Straighten your leg. Parallel your hips to the floor. Shift forward, knee to chest, hold it here. Root down, scoop the belly in, round your upper back, get really compact. See if you can touch your chest with your knee. See if you can bring the heel in closer to the back of the thigh. Look forward. Slowly step your foot up to the inside of the left thumb, back knee down. Inhale, arms rise, Anjaneyasana. Root down through both feet. Especially that back foot. When you feel that back foot root down, do you feel that shift start to happen in the pelvis? That pelvic wheel, tailbone down, front hip points lift. Keep working that wheel. Sink a little deeper into your hips. Don't let the pelvis dump forward. Still lifting the low belly in and up. Swim your arms behind you. Bend your elbows, clasp your hands. Opposite thumb on top this time. Shoulders back, elbows hug in. Straighten your arms, lift your chest. So the energy here is up rather than back. Always feel free to modify, use props. Root through the feet, keep working the wheel of the pelvis, belly's drawing in and up. Shoulder blades press into your chest, open your heart. Take an inhale. Exhale, come forward, hands to the floor, step to plank. Knees up or down, shift forward, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Inner hands root, shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Check in with your Ujjayi pranayama. Where are you breathing? Breathe into the front body, back body, side body. And lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up. Reach up. And hands to your heart. Good. Now if you've got blocks, set your blocks up to the top of your mat. So they're there in case you need them. You can always have your strap next to your mat. You can always grab it if you need it. Find Tadasana. Moving with your breath. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold. Hinging at your hips. Inhale, lengthen forward. Strengthen the upper back. Exhale, step or float, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Reach your right leg back behind you. Open your hip to the side, bend your knee. Keep your knee bent, shift forward, knee to right shoulder, and hold it here. See if you can touch the shoulder with your knee, or at least the tricep, the upper arm. On an exhale, push the floor away so you can get that knee a little higher. Stay forward, bring your knee to your chest. Take an inhale. Stay forward on an exhale, knee to left shoulder. Stay forward, move on an exhale, knee to chest. Push the floor away, get compact. Step between your hands, warrior two. Yeah, heel to arch alignment with your feet. Front knees over the ankle in line with the second toe. Hug the right hip under, press back through the back thigh. Soften your shoulders and just breathe. Straighten your front leg. Shift your hips back, tilt into triangle pose. You may take a block, put the block on the outside of your ankle, under your hand. You could have your hand on the shin. Just make sure you're not putting weight. You don't want to hyperextend the knee. Root through the right big toe, draw the right hip back. Breathe up and down your spine. And triangle pose is all about expansion. So take up space. As you inhale, expand in all directions. As you exhale, draw into your center from all directions. And heading to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, look forward. Bend your front knee. Step your hand with the block up. Lift your back leg. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Make sure your standing foot is still pointing towards the front of the room, front of your mat. If you'd like to go to Chapasana, bend your knee so the heel comes behind you. Grab your ankle. Tailbones towards that back knee. So the belly's drawing in and up. You can kind of think of the pelvic wheel that we worked on earlier. Let your foot go. Bend your standing leg. Step back to triangle pose, Trikonasana. Take the top arm down, bend your front knee, come to a lunge, and step back, Vinyasa. Maybe that right leg floats through your chaturanga. Just know that vinyasas are always optional. You can skip them, you can modify, you can add on. Child's pose is a great place to take a break at any time. Let's do the other side. Reach your left leg back. Open your hip to the side, bend your knee. Keep your knee bent, shift forward, knee to left shoulders. Get that knee as high as you can. The exhale is going to help give you strength to get that knee up a little higher. Stay forward. Bring your knee to your chest. Stay forward. Knee to right shoulder. Take an inhale. Exhale, knee to chest. Push the floor away. Get compact. Step between your hands, warrior two. Pause for a moment. Notice the soles of your feet. Root down through the soles of your feet. Energetically lift up through the legs. Hugging the left hip under, pressing back through the back thigh. Lengthen both sideways. Reach through your arms, soften the shoulders. Gazing over your front fingertips. Find your strength, your focus. Tune into the breath. Straighten your front leg. Hinge your hips back, keeping the spine long. Tilt into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Bottom hand could come to a block. Maybe the shin, maybe the floor. Again, noticing the soles of your feet. Root down evenly through both feet. Rooting through the left big toe. Draw the left hip back. Tailbone reaches to the wall behind you. Crown of your head reaches to the wall in front of you. Then inhale, expand in all directions. Physically take up space. Energetically take up space. Exhale, draw into the strength at your center. You're heading to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Bend your front knee. Step your hand up to the floor or a block. Lift your back leg. Stay grounded through the left foot. Left toes pointing towards the front of your mat. Hug the left hip under. Press back through the back thigh so the back leg is charged up. And revolve your chest open. If you'd like to go to Chapasana, use the strength of your hamstring to bend your knee. Take the heel behind you. Grab your ankle. And press the ankle into the hand as you draw the belly in and up. Opening the chest, opening the right shoulder. Chapasana. We'll let the foot go. Step back to triangle pose, Trikonasana. Coming out the same way you went in. Take that right arm down, face forward, lunge. Step back, Vinyasa. Maybe the left leg floats through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Checking with the breath. Where are you breathing? Where could you breathe more? Lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Reach up. Hands to your heart. Good. Please stand sideways on your mat. Good. Legs wide. Heels in, toes out. Bend your knees. So the knees line up directly above the ankles and are in line with your second toe. So just like in Warrior Two, sometimes the knees come forward and we're rocking to the inside of the foot. Don't let that happen. Press the thighs back so you're balanced on your feet. Good. Bring the pelvis forward, lift your chest. Sit a little lower. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, elbows wide, lift your chest. Good. Let's do it 2 more times, add lion's breath. Inhale, reach, stick out your tongue, cross your eyes. 1 more time. Inhale, reach, lion's breath, get fierce. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Shift forward, shoulder dip side to side. Skandasana. Go with the left leg first. So it's like a squat on this left leg. My knee is above the heel, and this leg is straight, toes pointing up. What I see a lot is people shifting forward too much, and see how it's kind of hard to balance on this foot. So give yourself space. So it's more like a squat. Okay, so stay low. You can use your hands for support. You can take hands to heart, anything you want with your arms. Shift to the right leg. Good, so it should feel like a squat on this right leg. Shift to the center, hands to the floor, straighten your legs, toes in, heels out. Bring your hands to your hips, lengthen forward, rise up. Bend your knees, step or hop your feet together. Please stand at the top of your mat. Tadasana. Bend your left knee, pick up the left foot. Tailbone down from hip points, lift, knee points towards the floor. All right, now move your hand to the inside of your foot so that your shoulder is open, right? Don't try to go in like this. You've got a hunching action in that shoulder. So open the shoulder, hold the inside of the foot. All right, reach your right arm forward. Press your foot into the hand, draw the belly in and up, baby dancer. Just take it as far as you want to go. Find your drishti, spot about 10 or 12 feet in front of you, focus on. Help with balance. Slowly rise up. Cross your left ankle over the right knee. Flex your foot, sit down and back. Figure four. Just getting an opening for this left hip. Slow with control, float the left leg back, warrior one. Anchor into the back heel, spin the back inner thigh back. And again, this pelvic wheel, tailbone down from hip points, lift. You may start to feel more of a stretch in the hip flexor. Sink a little deeper in, but don't let the pelvis tilt forward. Swim your arms behind you, clasp your hands. Shoulders back, elbows hug in. Straighten your arms, lift your chest. Remember, the energy is up. Stay anchored through the feet, lifting the pelvic floor. Shoulder blades press into the chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold forward, humble warrior. Reach your knuckles towards the ceiling so shoulders lift away from the floor, head can release. Inhale, come up halfway. There's an option here to keep your arms as they are. You could release the arms as a modification. All right, lift the back heel, look forward, warrior three. And continue to reach your knuckles towards that back heel, heart reaches forward, belly lifts. All right, so this one's called toppling tree. Find a spot on the floor, find the courage in your heart, and start to hinge forward. It's like standing splits, but the arms are bound. If you need to take the arms down at any time, feel free. Everybody release your hands. You could do hands on blocks, fingertips to the floor, or even holding the right ankle, finding balance here. Bend your standing leg, step way back to a lunge. And setting up for lizard lunge, heel toe your front foot to the edge of your mat. Both hands are on the inside of that foot. Now you have some options here. You could stay on your hands. You could grab a block, put your forearms on a block. You could take your forearms to the floor. Back knee could be up or down. So just find the place that feels best in your body today. Once you find that place that works for you, commit to it. Find stillness. Again, notice your breath. Notice where you're breathing, where you could breathe more. When the body becomes still, we can start to notice the more internal layers of the body, more subtle layers. What's going on the inside? And everybody come up onto your hands. Put the back knee down. Left hands to the floor. Right hand to the top of the right thigh. Okay? Flex your right foot. So you're just on the heel. And then press that right thigh open. So you're getting an opening here for the hip. Just make sure there's no pressure on the knee. If you start to feel pressure in the knee, back out. You could stay right here. Or take your right arm up and around behind you. Use the strength of your hamstring to pick up your foot. Grab that foot. This lizard holds its tail. Again, work that pelvic wheel. Tailbone towards the left knee. Front hip points lift. Full inhale. Exhale. Lower the foot. Let it go. Take your hands to the floor. Press back. Three-legged dog. And set that foot down. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, and hands to your heart. Let's do the other side. Pick up your right foot, find your balance. And tailbone down from hip points lift, knee points towards the floor. So starting to get that opening for the quadricep, hip flexor. Move your hand to the inside of your foot, so the right shoulder is open. Left arm reaches forward. Press your foot into the hand, draw the belly in and up. Start to lean forward, baby dancer. Just taking it as far as you want to go. Finding your balance, staying with the breath. Slow with control, start to rise up. Cross your left ankle over the right knee, flex your foot. Sit down and back, figure four. Sinking into the right hip. Slow with control, float your right leg back, warrior one. Set up your feet, inner heel to inner heel alignment, back toes point towards the front right corner of your mat. Anchor into the back heel, spinning the back inner thigh back. That'll help the right hip come forward, left hip come back. And then again, work that pelvic wheel, tailbone down, front hip points lift. Sink a little deeper in, but reach a little taller. Swing your arms behind you, clasp your hands. Shoulders back, elbows hug in, straighten your arms, lift your chest. So remember, you don't want to feel this in the low back. It's those abdominals. They're going to help support your low back so you can get that opening in the heart. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Humble warrior. Stay anchored through the feet. Reach your knuckles towards the ceiling with the shoulders away from the floor so the neck can release. And keeping the arms as they are. Inhale, come up halfway. Lift the back heel. Warrior three. There's an option to keep the arms bound. You can always release the arms if that's better for you. And the hips are parallel to the floor, so keep spinning that right inner thigh towards the ceiling as you reach the knuckles towards the back heel. Find the courage in your heart. Find a spot on the floor to focus on. Hinge forward, toppling tree. Everybody release your arms, standing splits. You could take your hands to a block, maybe the floor. Maybe you're holding the left ankle with both hands. Bend your standing leg, step way back to a lunge. Setting up for lizard lunge, heel toe your front foot to the edge of the mat. Both hands are on the inside of the foot. So you've got some options. You could stay on your hands. You could use a block or elbows to the floor. Probably the same variation you did on the other side. Back knee could be up or down. Wherever you choose to be, just commit to it. Find stillness in the body. Bring your awareness to the breath, how the breath flows through the body. Notice the more subtle internal layers. And what's going on the inside. Everybody come up onto your hands. Put the back knee down. Left hand to the top of the left thigh. Flex your left foot so you can pivot on the heel. Press that thigh open. Just be mindful of your knee. Don't want any pressure in the knee. You could stay just like this, or reach the left arm up and around behind you with the strength of your hamstring. Pick up the back foot. Good. And then like before, work the wheel of the pelvis. Tailbone towards the right knee. Pelvic floor draws in and up. Front hip points lift as you sink deeper into the hips. Let that foot go. Both hands to the floor. Press back, three-leg dog. And set that foot down. Now separate your feet the width of your mat. Look forward, lift your heels, bend your knees. Step or float, landing to the outsides of your hands. So we're in a squat, Malasana. And now you want your heels down on the floor. If the heels are not on the floor, try taking your feet a little wider. You can use a blanket under your heels for some support. And you can always use a block as a chair if that feels better for you. And so root down through the heels, draw the pelvic floor in and up, broaden your collarbones, hands at your heart. And press your knees, the inner knees, into the outer upper arms. Start to activate your inner thighs. See if that helps you lift up. Grow a little taller for the spine. Let's add a twist. Open your arms, left arm's up, right fingertips to the floor, my arms on the inside of the knee. If you'd like to add a bind here, turn your palms back, bend your elbows, clasp your hands behind the right hip. And again, root through the heels, draw the pelvic floor in and up. Draw the left shoulder back and look up. Full inhale. Full exhale. Release your arms. Hands to your heart. Let's do the other side. Open your arms, spread your wings. You could stay like this, or if you want to go for a bind, turn the palms back, bend your elbows, clasp your hands. There's a tendency here to kind of collapse the chest. So root down through the heels, draw the pelvic floor in and up, lengthen your spine, and open the chest. You turn and gaze up towards the sky. Full inhale. Full exhale. Release your arms, hands to your heart. And take your hands behind you, sit down on your mat. Navasana. Bring your hands to the backs of your knees, pick up your feet. Spine is long, so it's the strength of your back body supporting your chest, keeping the heart open. And now, just like we did earlier, feet stay together, separate your knees. Reach your arms forward, palms face each other. Now bring your knees towards your shoulders, get compact. Activate your inner thighs. Press the thighs into the arms. Press the arms out into the thighs so you're creating your own resistance here. That inner thighs should be working. Straighten your legs, lean back. Ardha Navasana, half boat. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring it up. Knees to shoulders. Palms face each other. Press the thighs into the arms into the thighs. Get compact. Create your own resistance. Lift your chest. One more time. Lean back. Ardha Navasana, half boat. Think of it like a canoe. Hollow in the center. Bring it back up. Knees to shoulders. Press the knees into the arms into the knees, activating your inner thighs, lifting the chest. Flex your palms. So basically, we're already here in crow pose. You could stay right here. Great work for the inner thighs. Great work for the abdominals. Maybe you just come right forward into Bakasana. Crow pose. You're already in position. Now, if that's not for you, come on down. We'll break it down a little more. All right. So from a squat, take your hands down right below your shoulders. If your arms are way forward, you've got nowhere to go, right? Because an arm balance is simply balancing the weight in front of and behind your forearm. Forearm stays perpendicular to the floor. All right, so bring your hands in, hands are right below the shoulders. Lift your hips, walk your feet in towards each other. So the heels touch, the toes are turned out slightly. Bring your knees into your armpits. You know, this is where you're gonna really need to activate those inner thighs like we were working on. Hug the inner thighs in, elbows draw in, so you've got chaturanga arms, broaden your collarbones forward, forward, forward. Press through your fingers, pick up one foot, pick up the other. Bring your heel in as close to the back of the thigh as possible. Look forward. Good. Maybe you hop back, chaturanga, and vinyasa. If you took that vinyasa and you are at downward facing dog, consider attempting to hop right up into crow. You can play with it. And then everybody take your feet down, sit down onto your mat, Navasana, crow pose. That's fun playing with crow. Freedom to fly, to play. All right, now take your feet down, take your hands down to the mat behind your hips. Fingers point away from you and out at an angle. Shoulders back, elbows hug in. Root down through your heels, lift your hips. Just reverse table. Again, work the wheel of the pelvis, tailbone to the backs of the knees. Lift your hips, root down through the hands, broaden your collarbones. Lower your hips, Navasana, boat pose. Cross at your ankles, come forward to downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the floor. Take your elbows to the floor. Palms are flat. Forearms are parallel to each other. Elbows right below the shoulders. Heading to dolphin pose. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up and back. Dolphin. Now pressing your hands, your forearms, your elbows into the floor so that your shoulders move away from your thumbs. The shoulder blades draw down the back and up towards your hips. Lower your knees to the floor. Stand up on your shins. Root down through the tops of your feet. And again, working this wheel of the pelvis. Tailbone down, front hip points lift. Clasp your hands behind your back, shoulders back, elbows hug in. Straighten your arms, and I like to even drag my knuckles down the low back just a little bit to encourage that wheel to keep working. As I press the shoulder blades into the chest, energy is up. Knuckles reaching towards the backs of the knees, heart lifting. Exhale, come forward, dolphin pose. Elbows to the floor, lift your hips up and back. Look at the floor between your elbows. Reach your right leg back behind you, three-leg dolphin. Hips are parallel to the floor, back leg is straight. Lower that foot down with the left leg. Lower that foot down. Take your knees to the floor. Stand up on your shins. Clasp your hands behind. Opposite thumb on top this time. Root through the tops of the feet. Start the wheel of the pelvis working. Front ribs draw in. Coil your chest up, 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 up as the knuckles reach down. Good. Ustrasana prep. One more inhale. Exhale, come all the way forward. Dolphin pose. Good. So you've got some options now. Everybody take your knees down to the floor and sit up on your heels just for a moment. So this next round, we'll have the option to go into Pincha Mayurasana, forearm balance, and Ustrasana, camel pose. So if you'd like to continue working in the center of the room, please feel free. If you'd like to move towards a wall, please feel free to move towards a wall as well. If you're moving towards a wall, I'm planning to go into Pincha Mayurasana. I personally really like to use a block between my hands. You don't have to use it, it's an option. Take the block right against the wall. Okay, so I'll teach the version at the wall. If you're working in the center of the room, feel free to work in the center of the room just to the point that feels comfortable for you. All right, so you're using that block. Hands are flat, palms are flat. Pointer finger and thumb frame the edges of the block. Take your elbows down. It'll be dolphin pose, just like we worked on before. All right, look at the floor between your elbows. Reach your right leg back. Try a little hop. Whoop. So maybe if you're in the middle of the room, that's as far as you go. Try another little hop. Maybe finding balance. If you're against the wall, try taking one leg away from the wall, then the other. Don't forget to breathe. And slowly take your leg down, back to dolphin pose. All right, we're gonna do the other side. Reach your left leg back. Look at the floor, push the floor away. Try a little hop. Boop. Maybe another little hop, finding balance. Pincha Mayurasana. Root through the hands, the forearms, the elbows. Lift the shoulders. Draw the front ribs in, find balance. Take the left leg down. Dolphin pose. Take your knees to the floor. Stand up on your shins. Good. Now, if you're at the wall, you can stay there. Heading to Ustrasana. Couple of options here. If you have blocks, you can set your blocks up on the outsides of your ankles. If you don't have blocks, you can tuck your toes under, and that raises the heels up. I'll do the version without blocks. All right, root down through the tops of the feet, tailbone down, front hip points lift. We want to keep the hips right above the knees. If you're against a wall, press your thighs into the wall. That's going to give you a guide so you know where you are. Just like we did before, clasp your hands behind your back, work the pelvic wheel as you coil your chest up, 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 knuckles reach down. And you could stay right here. You can take your hands to the blocks or heels. Still, we don't want to feel it in the low back. It's all about opening the heart. Keeping the hips above the knees, pressing the shoulder blades into your back. If you got further to go, you could take your feet flat, heels to the hands to the heels. Take an inhale. Exhale, rise up. Bend or sit back onto your heels. Just give yourself a moment. All right, take your hands forward to a table position. Thread the needle for your arms. Reach your right arm up. Thread that arm underneath, shoulder to the floor, side of your head to the floor. Just going to twist through the upper back. Starting to work a little less. Each exhale, soften just a little bit more. Come back to table position. We'll do the other side. Left arm reaches up. Thread that arm underneath, shoulder to the floor, side of your head to the floor. Just getting a twist through the upper back. Notice your breath. Focus on the exhales. Each exhale, soften just a little bit more. And come back to table position. I'm setting up for pigeon pose. If you've got a blanket, grab your blanket, put it towards the right side of your mat, and use it to support your hip. A block works as well. You can use a bolster or a pillow. I like to go in from down dog. Lift your hips up and back. Bring your right knee forward. Cross your shin across your body. Just let the shin go where it wants to go. Little corner of that blanket supports the hip. Draw your right hip back. Think of the pelvic wheel again. Tailbone down from hip points lift. Walk your hands forward to fold. Pigeon pose. Just letting your body relax and be supported by props, by your mat. Regulating the breath. Walk your hands back, sit up. Switching sides, back to downward dog. Take the blanket to the left. Bring the left knee forward, cross your shin across your body. Find support for the left hip. Now if your hip comes all the way down to the floor without the hips tilting to the side, that's great, you don't need a prop. A lot of us need a prop. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Walk your hands forward and fold. Notice where you're breathing. Breathe into the front body, back body, side body. Expanding in all directions and softening in from all directions as you exhale. Walk your hands back, sit up. Downward dog. Take your knees to the floor. Swing your legs around in front of you. Setting up for Paschimottanasana. You may choose to sit up on a folded blanket here, especially if your tailbone's tucked under or the spine is rounded. Sitting on the front of a blanket can just help lift the spine. Flex your feet. Firm the thighs. Inhale, arms rise up. Reach up, out, and over your legs to fold. Press your sit bones down and back. Lengthen your front body as you inhale. Soften the shoulders, soften the base of your neck. Exhale. Feel the ribs expand and open with each inhale. Feel the body soften with each exhale. Inhale, rise up. Bend your knees, scoot your hips forward. If you're using a blanket, move aside. Lay down on your back. Bring your knees towards your shoulders, happy baby. Rock a little side to side, massaging out the low back. And come to center, find stillness. Yogi, grip your big toes, straighten your legs out like a V. Soften the shoulders, soften the hips. Bend your knees. Bring your knees into your chest. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, nose towards your knees. Give yourself a big hug, a big squeeze. Gratitude for all that your body does for you. Take another inhale. Exhale, release into Shavasana. Let your arms rest by your sides, palms facing up. Relax your legs, allowing your feet to flop out to the sides. And softly close your eyes. Let go of the Ujjayi pranayama. Allow the air to flow in and out effortlessly. Drop into this moment. Shavasana. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bend one knee, then bend the other. Roll to your right side, pausing for a moment. Rise up to a comfortable seated position, sitting up straight and tall. Bring your hands together at your heart. On an inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower your forehead. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you and namaste.